Saba Dhamma Class. My name is Maythun and my Buddhist name is Jarupali, which means keeper of beauty. Today I will be your presenter for part 1 of this Dhamma class. Today's Dhamma class is on March 29, 2026. We meet every Sunday at 4 p.m. Arizona and Pacific time. Anyone interested in Buddhist teachings is welcome to join us on Zoom. Use the ID 413-460-4622 and the password Buddha20, all lowercase. Remember, the Zoom ID and password will stay the same every week. First, 3 individuals will chant the Buddha Gamana Gatha, Diwatapati Gatha, and Chandima Gatha, and Surya Gatha. These chants will then be followed by Part 1A, offerings, taking the Tisarana and precepts, the Metta chant and meditation. B, Adhitthana, determination, mindfulness on death, wishing and sharing. Part 2, Mahajaya Mangala Gatha chanting, basic Buddhism. Answer the questions parts 1 and 2. Choose the correct one out of the given answers. Today's substitute will be Haylin Ao. So Haylin Ao, please have your prayer books and the correct pages ready and close by. Now, Amara, could you please remind everyone about our rules and regulations?
Before we begin, here are some important rules and regulations. 1. If you're reading a substitution or participating in Part 1A, please try to join the Zoom meeting at least 5 minutes early. 2. Please do not eat or drink during the prayer time, as it is very disrespectful. If you're hungry, make sure to eat before joining the meeting next time. 3. Sit up straight and center yourself in front of your camera. Keep your camera on at all times, or you may be removed from the meetings. If you're not a part of the Dhamma class, you're free to turn off your camera. 4. Please do not fidget or play around, as it can disturb others who are praying. The prayer session is only 15 minutes, so please be mindful and respectful. 5. For those chanting, please chant clearly and slowly so that others can follow along. 6. We would greatly appreciate if everyone stays respectfully until the end of the Dhamma class.
Now, please put your hands together. We'll begin with Buddha Gamana Gatha. We believe you'll do great.
Buddha Gamana Gatha Angira Sasa Unaya Tatahi Setaram Sio Wajirawa Virojanti Dinometadu Sisake Nilayo Nilatanama Pito Data Lohita Dhamma Dhammaja Mandita Nika Mimsu Papasara Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay.
Diwatapati Gatha Diwatapati Adicho Rati Mabati Chandima Sanado Katio Tapati Jayi Tapati Brahmano Atasabha Mahoratim Buddho Tapati Tejasa Dadisam Tejasam Padam Buddham Vandami Sadaram Etena Sachawajena Soti me hotu sabada Soti te hotu sabada Sadhu, 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 bangsan.
Chandima Gatha Namo Te Buddha Viratu Vipamuto Sisapati Sambada Patipano Sami
Tasame saranam bhava. Tathagatam arhantam. Chandima saranam gato. Rahu chandam pamunjasu. Buddha loka nukampaka. Etena sajavajena. Soti me hotu sabada. Soti te hotu sabada. Valentine.
Surya Gata Namo De Buddha Viratu Vipamuto Si Sabadi Sambada Patipanosmi Tasame Saranam Bhava Tata Gatam Arhantam Suryo Saranam Gato Rahu Suryam Pamunjasu Buddha Lokanupakampaka Yo andakare tamasi pabam karo Vero jano mandali ugate jo Marahu gili jara mandali ke Vaja mamam rahu pamunja suriyam Edena sacha wajena Soti me hotu sabada Soti te hotu sabada
Dana Sara Patidena Dipena Tamadam Sina Diloka Dipem Sambudam Pujayami Tamonudam Vanaganda Kuno Petem Etem Kusuma Santatim Pujayami Munindasa Siripara Sarolue Adiwa Setu no Bante Paniyam Parikapitam Anukampam Upadaya Vatiganatu Utama Adiwa Setu no Bante Pujanam Parikapitam Anukampam Upadaya Vatiganatu Utama. One time.
Okata, 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 kayagam, wasikam, manogam, tabadota, kateno, apirogo, yapazijin, ajonga, patama, tutia, tatia, tajang, najang, nonjang, miao, teya yadana, tanga yadana, yadana, မြတ်သုံးပါးတို့ကိုအယောသေးမလေးအမြတ်လက်ဆုံးမွေ၍ရှိခိုးပူဇော်မှုမြောင်မန်လျှော့ကတော့ပါဤအရှင်ဖရာကတော့ရသောအကျိုးအကြောင်းပယ်လေးပါကသုံးပါရပစ်ရှိပါဉာဏ်ပြုမျိုးနာပါဝိပတ္တိတရားလေးပါယရဏတရားနာပါတို့မှာအခခသိရှင်လုံးနိုင်ဒီဖြစ်၍မတရားဟောတရားနိဗ္ဗာန်တရားတော်မြတ်ကိုရပါလို့ဤအရှင်ဖရာပေါင်းဝန်တိုင်း
Aham Bante Tisaranena Saha Navanga Sampanagatam Uposata Silam Tamam Yachami Anugaham Katava Silam Deta Me Bante Tutiyampi Aham Bante Tisaranena Saha Navanga Sampanagatam Uposata Silam Tamam Yachami Anugaham Katava Silam Deta Me Bante Tatiyampi Aham Bante Tisaranena Saha Navanga Sampanagatam Uposata Silam Tamam Yachami Anugaham Katava Silam Deta Me Bante Amma Bante Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Dutiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dutiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Dutiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Amma Bante, one time.
Panatipada Ratmani Sikapadam Samadhiyami Adinadana Ratmani Sikapadam Samadhiyami Abrahma Charya Ratmani Sikapadam Samadhiyami Musawada Ratmani Sikapadam Samadhiyami Sura Maraya Maja Pamadatana Ratmani Sikapadam Samadhiyami Vigala Bojana Ratmani Sikapadam Samadhiyami Nachakita Watita Visuga Dasana Malaganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusana Dana Ratmani Sikapadam Samadhiyami Puja Sayana Mahasayana Ratmani Sikapadam Samadhiyami Metta Sahagadana Cetasa Sabhavana Buddhasu Britawa Viharanam Samadhiyami Mama Bente Valentine.
Itipiso Bhagawa Araham Samma Sambuddha Vicharana Sambano Sukado Loka Vidu Anuttara Purisa Dhamma Sarati Sattadeva Manusanam Buddha Bhagawa
Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipasiko Opaneiko Pachatam Veditapo Vinyuhi
Supati Pano Bhagavato Sawaka Sango Ujupati Pano Bhagavato Sawaka Sango Nyayapati Pano Bhagavato Sawaka Sango Sami Jipati Pano Bhagavato Sawaka Sango Yadidam Chatari Purisa Yugani Ata Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Sawaka Sango Ahuneyo Bahuneyo Dakineyo Anjalikaraniyo Anuttaram Punyaketam Lokasa. About one time.
Awero homi Abya Bajo homi Anigo homi Suki Atanam Pariharami Mama Mata Pitu Acharya Cha Nyati Mita Cha Sabrahmacharino Cha Awira Huntu Abya Baja Huntu Aniga Huntu Suki atanam pariharantu. Amakam araka dewata. Himasamim awase. Himasamim arame. Araka dewata. Awirahuntu. Abhyapajahuntu. Anigahuntu. Suki atanam pariharantu.
Sabe Sadam, Sabe Banam, Sabe Bhutam, Sabe Bugalam, Sabe Atabawa Pariyabanam, Saba Itiom, Sabe Purisam, Sabe Arya, Sabe Amaria, Sabe Devam, Sabe Manusa, Sabe Vinipatika, Awera Hontu, Abhyabaja Hontu, Anuga Hontu, Sukhiyatanam Pariharantu, Sukha Mujantu, Yada Lada Sampatito, Mavi Gachantu, Kamasaka.
Borati Maya Disaya, Dakinaya Disaya, Pachimaya Disaya, Uttaraya Disaya, Borati Maya Anudisaya, Dakinaya Anudisaya, Pachimaya Anudisaya, Uttaraya Anudisaya, Hetimaya Disaya, Uparimaya Disaya.
Sabe Sata, Sabe Bana, Sabe Buddha, Sabe Bugala, Sabe Atapawa, Pariyapana. Saba Itio, Sabe Brisa, Sabe Arya, Sabe Anaria, Sabe Dewa, Sabe Manusa, Sabe Winipatika, Awera Hontu, Abhyapaja Hontu, Anika Hontu, Sukiatana Priharantu, Tuka Muchantu, Yata lata sampatito, mawikachantu, kamasaka. Odamyawa, pawagaja, adoyawa, awichito, samatajaka, walesu, isata, patawichara, apyapaja, neveraja, nedukaja, nupadwa. Odamyawa, pawagaja, adoyawa, awichito, samatachaka, walesu, yesata, odakechara, apyapaja, neveraja, nedukaja, nupadwa. Odamyawa, pawagaja, adoyawa, awichito, samatachaka, walesu, yesata, akasechara, apyapaja, neveraja, nedukaja, nupadwa. Sadhu, 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 Valentine.
Now we will learn how to meditate by Valerie, Chloe, Grace, Dazinja, and Maythun.
What is meditation? Meditation is a way to keep the mind cool and calm by concentrating on one object. There are many ways to meditate. In our Dhamma class, primarily we study anapanasati and body scanning meditation. In anapanasati, a natural focus is your own breath, which is always with you. If you simply keep feeling the breath as it comes in and as it goes out, the mind gets quieter and more peaceful. In body scanning meditation, you scan your whole body from head to toe, from the front and the back. The only trouble is something will always take your attention away, maybe a noise or a pain in the knee, but often your own mind is the problem. It's so full of useless stuff. Like a monkey jumping here and there, it's so hard to control. To become the master of your mind, you need some lessons, enough time, and a good place to learn how to practice. With enough practice, meditation helps to replace bad thoughts and feelings with happy ones.
Why do we meditate? By learning how to control the mind, we start to get rid of negative habits and develop good mental qualities instead. If your mind is cool, you make good decisions, you don't get confused, you make less mistakes, you don't get angry or feel afraid, and you become more confident. If your mind is calm, you become peaceful and happy, you're less worried and frustrated, you don't get stressed about work or exams, you develop compassion and kindness, and you have more harmonious relationships. If your mind is concentrated, you get less distracted by useless things. You find it easier to focus and learn, you perform better in sports and games, you make better music and art, and you'll be more trustworthy.
What is the difference between samatha and vipassana? Samatha meditation and vipassana meditation are two different types of meditation. Samatha aims at achieving deep concentration, while vipassana aims at understanding both the body and mind. In samatha meditation, the focus is solely on one object to attain deep concentration, such as by fixing the mind on a single point. In contrast, vipassana meditation involves observing various mental and physical processes as they occur. During samatha meditation, when the mind wanders, we bring it back to the chosen object. However, in vipassana meditation, when the mind wanders, we observe it without trying to control it. Only when the distraction fades do we return our focus to the primary object. These differences in focus and approach distinguish the two types of meditation.
Guided muscle relaxation meditation. We are going to practice guided muscle relaxation meditation. Before we begin, please straighten your body. Center yourself in the middle of your camera. Put your hands together with the right on top of the left with your thumbs connected and place them in your lap. Then close your eyes. Step 1, when I say a group of muscle, focus on the group of muscles you hear and feel the tenseness in them. Step 2, mentally relax those group of muscles. Step 3, feel those muscles completely relaxed. Let's start. Your scalp muscles, all the muscles on your head are relaxed. Your forehead and eyebrows are relaxed. Your eyes, ears, nose, lips, and chin are relaxed. Your neck and shoulders are relaxed. Your arms, forearms, wrists, hands, and fingers are relaxed. Your chest and upper back are relaxed. Your abdomen and lower back are relaxed. Your hips and thighs are relaxed. Your knees and legs are relaxed. Your ankles, feet, and toes are relaxed. Now your whole body from head to toe fully relaxed.
Body scanning meditation. Now we are going to advance to body scanning meditation. Imagine you're holding a scanner in your hand. You are going to scan your whole body from head to toe and from the front and the back. Begin at the top of your head and slowly let your attention move down through your body little by little. Imagine a warm energy flowing gently inside you. If you find a place that feels stuck, pause there, take a calm breath, and picture it relaxing. Once it feels open, keep moving down all the way to the tip of your toes. Let's begin by scanning the front of your body. Start at the top of your head and move slowly downward. The top of your head, your forehead and face, the front of your neck, the front of your shoulders, your upper chest, your lower chest and abdomen, the front of your hips, the front of your thighs, the front of your knees, and the front of your legs. Now, bring your attention to your back, beginning at your heels. Slowly scan upward. The back of your legs, the back of your knees, the back of your thighs, the back of your hips, your lower back, your upper back, the back of your shoulders, the back of your neck, the back of your head, and the top of your head. Now, you have successfully finished one cycle of body scanning meditation. Now, you are going to practice another cycle on your own. You can switch the order, either go down the front and up the back, or up the back and down the front. Once all the energy channels are open, your body will feel very light. It will feel as if you're riding on a calm ocean wave. We're now done meditating.
Dukkha pathacha niroka, paya pathacha nibaya, soka pathacha nisoka, hontu sabe pipanino.
Nahi verena verani samantita kuta janam averena ja sambanti esadamo sanagdano. Papa papa sa akranam kusalasu subha papadam sachira parino davanam etam purana sasanam.
Victoria, it is your turn.
Marname tuvam chivitame atuvam itame punyam nipanasa pachayo hotu imam punyapakam sapasatanam pachema satu satu satu. Bow one time.
It is now part 2 of the Dhamma class, and again, please do not eat anything. However, drinking water is now fun. So we will be starting off with program number 1, which is Chant of Mahajaya Mangala Gata by Mate, Theory Sum, Brian, Sumya Pid, Linlin, Nathan, Cindy, Hazel, and Heelan all.
Hello, Manglapa. My name is Chloe Ching, and my Buddhist name is Titi Bali, which means keeper of wisdom. Mahajaya Mangala Gatha Bahum Sahasa Mabini Mita Sayudadam Giri Megalam Udita Goran Sasina Maram Dana Didama Widina Jidawa Munindo Dande Jasa Bawandute Jaya Mangalani Maratireka Mabiyujita Sabaratim Goram Banalawaka Makamatata Yakam Gandhi Sudanda Vidina Jitawa Munindo Dam Tejasa Bawadu Tejaya Mangalani Nalagirim Gajawaram Atimadabhutam Dawagi Chaka Masaniwa Sudarunantam Mitambusika Vidina Jitawa Munindo Tamte Jasa Bawatute Jaya Mangalani.
Sumya P, it is your turn. Hina, could you please substitute for Sumya P for verse 4 of the chant of Mahajaya Mangala Gata?
Ukita kaga mabiata sudarunantam dawam tiyojana patanguli malawantam idb sankata mano jitawa munindo tam te jasa bawatu te jaya mangalani.
Katwana kata mutaram ewa kabiniya Jinjaya tuta wajana jana kaya maje santana soma vidina chitawa munedo tam te jasa bhavatu te jaya mangalani.
Sajam Vihaya Ati Sajaka Wada Ketum Wada Viropita Manam Ati Anda Bhutam Panya Padipa Jalito Chitawa Munindo Tam Tejasa Pawatu Te Jaya Mangalani.
Nando Pananda Pujaga Mivida Mahidim Putena Dera Pujakena Dama Bayanto Izu Padesa Vidina Jitawa Monindo Tamte Jasa Pawatute Jaya Mangalani.
Tugaha Ditibujagena Sadatahatam Brahma Visuddhi Juti Midi Bhakabidanam Jnanagadena Vidina Jitawa Munindo Tam Tejasa Bhavatu Te Jaya Mangalani.
Etapi Buddha Jaya Mangala Atagata Yo Wajako Dina Dine Sarate Matandi Hitwana Neka Wiwidani Chupadawani Mokam Sukam Adhikameya Naro Sapanyo Sadhu 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 Valentine.
We're now moving on to part number 2, which is Basic Buddhism. First by Chloe Julia Mason D, then by Hazel and Sumya Pe, then by Susan and Alan Tay, then by Linlin and Xinglan, then by Nienta Grace and Dewa Kun A, and lastly by the Sincho Amara Mate and Himao.
Hello, Minglaba. My name is Chloe Chang, and my Buddhist name is Diti Bali, which means keeper of wisdom. I live in Chino Hills, California. So today, my two dear Dhamma friends will be joining me. So Julia, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Minglaba. My name is Julia. My Buddhist name is Bera Pali, which means keeper of wisdom, and I live in Jacksonville, Florida. So Mason D, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Minglaba. My name is Mason D. My Buddha name is Loka Pali, which means guardian of the world, and I live in Jacksonville, Florida. So Chloe, what will we be talking about today? We will be talking about Upeka, so I'll go first. Please listen carefully because we will be asking some questions at the end. What is Upeka? Upeka is a Pali word that means having a balanced view. It refers to staying neutral between gain and loss, honor and dishonor, praise and blame, happiness and sorrow. It is not the same as indifference or not caring.
Sometimes people misunderstand upeka as being inattentive or careless, but that's not true. Upeka means paying attention to things in a calm and balanced way without getting too happy or sad about them.
Upeka is achieved when both hate and love are calmed, bringing peace. It is not about ignoring things or getting uninterested. Real upeka sees both good and bad, but understands that happiness and suffering come from one's own actions. It doesn't get personally involved with them, staying calm instead. And now we'll be asking questions. So Chloe, please ask our first question. So my first question is to Lasanda, and it is, what does upeka mean?
Upeka means having a balanced view, staying calm between good and bad.
Yes, that is correct. So Julia, please ask your next question.
My next question is to Brian. So Brian, is upeka the same as not caring?
No, upeka is about staying calm and paying attention, not ignoring things.
Yes, that is correct. So Mason D, can you please ask your next question?
My next question is to Lasanda again. So Lasanda, what happens when you practice upeka?
When you practice upekkha, you stay calm without getting too happy or too sad.
Yes, that's correct. So Chloe, please ask our last question.
So my last question is to Brian, and it is, what does upekkha help with?
Upekkha helps you stay peaceful and balanced even when things are good or bad.
Yes, that is correct. And that is all for today. So thank you for listening.
Thank you for watching and listening.
Thank you for watching.
It is now Hazel and Sumyape's turn.
Hello, Dhamma Class. My name is Hazel, and my Buddhist name is Rupa Bali, which means beauty keeper. Today, I'll be talking about something with my dear Dhamma friend, Sumyape. So, Sumyape, please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Sumyape. My Buddhist name is Shita Bali, which means regarder of mind. So Hazel, what will we be talking about today?
Today, we'll be talking about dana. Everyone, please listen carefully because we'll be asking questions at the end. What is dana? Dana means giving and being generous. It includes helping those in need and sharing with monks or the community. Giving helps us overcome feelings of greed, hatred, and confusion. Each act of giving is a way to show loving kindness and compassion.
When we give, we should do it right. We should do it with the right understanding. Here are 3 important things to remember.
1. Feel happy about your giving before, during, and after. 2. Have faith that good deeds will lead to positive results. And 3. Make a promise to work towards spiritual growth.
Even when we wish for things like good health or happiness, we should aim to support our journey towards being better people. Good health helps us meditate, and wealth allows us to give more. We'll now be asking questions. So my first question is to Shinta. What does dana mean?
Dana means giving and being generous to others.
That is correct. Thank you. So Hazel, please ask the next question.
The next question is to Alexander. So why is giving important?
Giving helps us feel kind and show love to others.
That is correct. Sumyape, please ask the next question.
My next question is to Shinta. How should we feel when we give?
We should feel happy before, during, and after giving.
That is correct. Thank you. So Hazel, please ask the last question.
The last question is to Alexander again. So what should we promise when we give?
We should promise to grow and become better people.
That is correct. That is all, and thank you for listening.
It is now Suizan and Almante's turn.
Hello, Dhamma Class. My name is Suizan, and my Buddhist name is Wansap Bali, which means keeper of relatives. Joining me today is my dear Dhamma friend Onlante. So, Onlante, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Anate, and my Buddhist name is Rea Bala, which means bread keeper, and Susan will be talking about today.
We will be talking about sila. Everyone, please listen carefully because in the end we'll be asking questions. What is sila? Sila means following moral rules and being ethical. It includes 3 main parts: right speech, right action, and right livelihood. We can break sila into 2 categories.
1. What to do. Speech, be truthful, helpful, kind, and polite. Action, show compassion, love, and kindness, and use wisdom. Livelihood, earn money in ways that don't harm anyone and involve effort.
2. What to avoid. Speech, don't lie, gossip, or speak harshly. Action, avoid killing, stealing, and harmful behaviors like gambling or using drugs. Livelihood, avoid things that harm others or involve deceit, such as butchering or selling weapons.
Sila helps us live in a way that is kind and respectful to ourselves and others.
Now we'll be asking questions. So my first question is to Shinki, and it is, what is Sila?
Sila means being kind, honest, and doing the right thing.
That's correct. So Onlante, can you please ask your question?
My first question is to Kishin, and Kishin, how can we practice Sila in speech?
By speaking truthfully, kindly, and politely.
That is correct, and Susan, ask your second question.
My last question is to Shinki, and it is, what action should we avoid?
Hurting others, stealing, and being unkind.
That is correct. So, Take, can you please ask your last question?
My last question is to Kishin. Kishin, why is Sila important?
It helps us live in a good and respectful way.
That is correct.
That is all, and thank you for listening.
It is now Linlin and Xinlang's turn.
Hello, Dhamma Class. My name is Linlin, and my Buddhist name is Manopali, which means keeper of minds. Joining me today is my dear Dhamma friend Xingling. So, Xingling, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Mingalaba. My name is Shinkyo Ling, and my Buddhist name is Virapali, which means Keeper, and I live in Colorado. So, Linlin, what will we be talking about today?
Today we'll be talking about Panchasila. What is Panchasila? Panchasila refers to the 5 precepts in Buddhism, which are basic guidelines for good behavior. They help protect our senses and guide us to live better lives.
1. Do not harm living beings. This teaches kindness and compassion, helping us control anger and hate. 2. Do not take what is not given. Avoid stealing or taking more than you should, and practice honesty and generosity.
3. Avoid sexual misconduct. Respect others and control desires, showing care for people's safety. 4. Do not lie. Be truthful and avoid lying, cheating, or gossiping to gain advantage. 5. Avoid alcohol and drugs. Stay mindful and self-controlled, not escaping reality through substances. So now we'll be asking questions. So Xinglei, can you please ask your question?
So my first question is to Victoria. So Victoria, what is Panchasila?
Panchasila is the 5 precepts in Buddhism that guide us to live kindly, honestly, and respectfully.
That's correct. So Linlin, please ask the next question.
My question is to Tenzin, and it is, what does do not harm living beings mean?
It means being kind to all creatures and controlling our anger so that we don't hurt others.
That is correct. So Xinglei, can you please ask your question?
So my next question is to Victoria again. So Victoria, why should we avoid taking what is not given?
It teaches us to be honest and not take things that don't belong to us.
That's correct. So Luna, please ask the last question.
Our last question is to Tenzin, and it is, what does avoid alcohol and drugs teach us?
It helps us stay mindful and in control of ourselves, making good decisions.
That is correct. That is all, and thank you for listening.
Thank you for watching.
It is now Nayantha, Grace, and Dewa Kune's turn.
Hello, Mingalaba Dhamma Class. My name is Narintha, and my Buddhist name is Yoga Bali, which means keeper of energy. Today, my 2 dear Dhamma friends, Grace and Dewa Kune, will be joining me today. So, Grace, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Minglaba. My name is Grace, and my Buddhist name is Kema Bali, which means keeper of security in the mind and body. So, Dewa Kune, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, in Mingalaba Dhamma Class. My name is Dewa Kune, and my Buddhist name is Kamabala, which means power of enlightenment. So, Ningethan, what will we be talking about today?
Today, we're going to be talking about Gamma. So, before I begin, can everyone please listen carefully as we'll be asking questions at the end? What is Gamma? Gamma or Gan in Burmese means actions done with intention. It follows the law of Gamma, which is the idea that every action has a result.
Our actions fall into 3 categories: thoughts, mental actions, speech, what we say, and body, what we do. For an action to be considered kama, it must be done with intention. Kama can either be wholesome, good, or unwholesome, bad.
Karma doesn't mean our future is fixed. The past affects the present, but we could still change our future. The results of our actions are called vipaka, consequences, or phala, fruits.
In simple terms, good actions lead to good results, while bad actions lead to bad results. This helps explain why things happen differently for everyone. We will now begin questioning. I'll go ahead with the first question. So, Ding Ding, what is gamma?
Dhamma means action done with intention. It teaches that every action has a result.
That's correct. Thank you. Grace, can you please ask the next question?
This question is to Miet No, and it is, what are the 3 types of actions in Gamma? The 3 types of actions are thoughts, what we think, speech, what we say, and body, what we do. That's correct.
So, my next question is to Thank Dane again, and it is, can karma change our future?
Yes, even though the past affects us, we can still change the future by choosing good actions.
That is correct. So, Ningyathan, can you please ask the very final question, please?
Of course. And the last question goes to Miet No. So, what happens when we do good or bad actions?
Good actions lead to good results, and bad actions lead to bad results.
That's correct. Thank you very much. And thank you, everyone, for listening and participating.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for listening, participating, and watching.
It is now the Central Amara, Mateng, and Hela On's turn.
Hello, Mingalaba Dhamma Class. My name is Dazanjo, and my Buddha's name is Janapali, which means power of concentration. Today, me and a few Dhamma friends will be talking about something. So, Amara, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Minglaba. My name is Amara, and my Buddha's name is Amata Bali, which means keeper of deathlessness, and I live in Texas. Nothing, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Minglaba. My name is Martin, and my Buddha's name is Hita Bali, which means good keeper, and I live in Texas. So, Healing Ong. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, Mingalaba. My name is Heng Leong, and my Buddhist name is Sukha Bala, which means Flower of Happiness. So, Dazencha, what will we be talking about today?
Today, we will be talking about the story of Sumedha. Everyone, please listen carefully because we will be asking a couple questions in the end. I'll start us off. A very long time ago, there was a Buddha named Dipankara. During that time, a kind young man named Sumedha lived. He was very wealthy, having inherited great treasures from his parents and grandparents. However, they had all passed away and he lived alone.
One day, Sumedha looked at all his wealth and thought, my parents and grandparents worked so hard, yet they couldn't take any of their possession with them when they died. Everything they had was left behind. How could I take them with me into the next lives?
Then he had an important idea. If I can't take these things with me, I should do something better. I will give them away and take my good actions with me instead. So Sumedha gave away all his riches to help others. He practiced generosity called dana and became a hermit, living a simple and peaceful life.
One day, Sumedha heard that Buddha Dipankara would be coming to the town to collect food. Sumedha was very happy and went to see him. Many people gathered to welcome the Buddha. As Sumedha watched, he saw that there was a muddy stream in the path. He quickly tried to repair the path so the Buddha could cross safely, but there wasn't enough time. Moved by compassion, Sumedha laid down in the mud and offered his own body as a bridge for the Buddha and his disciples to walk across. However, the Buddha declined.
Nearby, there was a kind and young woman named Sumita. She came from a wealthy family and admired Sumedha's goodness. She had 8 beautiful lotus flowers. She said to Sumedha, Venerable Sir, I give you 5 of these 8 flowers to offer to the Buddha, and I will offer the other 3 myself. Together, they offered the flowers with respect and joy. Then Sumita said, I wish to stay by your side on your path to enlightenment, fulfilling the 10 paramis together through samsara.
Buddha Dipankara, perceiving their spiritual maturity and future destiny, made a prediction. In the future, Sumedha will become a Buddha, and Sumita will stand by his side, fulfilling 10 paramis.
Many lifetimes later, Sumedha was reborn as Siddhartha Gautama, who became the Buddha we know today. Sumedha was reborn as Princess Yasodhara, who stood by his side as his wife. Together, they continued their spiritual journey, and in time, they both attained enlightenment.
That is all, and now me and Hina will be asking our footnote questions. My first question is for Maythun, which is, who was Sumedha?
A kind and wealthy young man who later became a hermit.
That is correct. Hina, could you please ask the next question?
The next question is for Theory San, and it is, why did Sumedha give away his wealth? Well, the answer is, he realized he couldn't take possessions after death, so he chose to gain merit through generosity, dana. So Zenja, could you please ask the next question?
My next question is for Brian, which is, what did Sumedha do when he heard Buddha Dipankara was coming?
He went to see the Buddha and tried to repair a muddy path.
That is correct. Hina, could you please ask the next question?
The next question is for Amaro, and it is, how did Sumedha show great compassion?
He offered his own body as a bridge for the Buddha and his disciples.
That is correct. So Zenja, could you please ask the next question?
My next question is for Maythun, which is, who was Sumedha?
A kind young woman who admired Sumedha and supported his spiritual path.
That is correct. Hina, could you please ask the next question?
The next question is for Matain, and it is, what offering did Sumedha and Sumita make?
They offer lotus flowers to Buddha Dipankara with respect and joy.
That is correct. So Zenja, could you please ask the next question?
My next question is for Brian, which is, what wish did Sumita make?
To stay by Sumedha's side and fulfill the 10 paramis together.
That is correct. Hina, could you please ask the next question?
The next question is for Amara, which is, what prediction did Buddha Dipankara make?
That Sumedha will become a Buddha and Sumedha will support him.
That is correct. So Zenja, could you please ask the next question?
My next question is for Mathing, which is, who did Sumedha become in a later life?
Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha.
That is correct. Hina, could you please ask the last question?
The last question is for Tiffany, which is, who did Sumita become?
He became
Thank you for trying, but the answer was Princess Yasodhara, who later attained enlightenment. That is all, and thank you for listening.
We're now moving on to program number 3, which is Answer the Questions from Buddhism for Kids by Hina.
Hello, Mingalaba. My name is Hein Leong, and my Buddhist name is Sukabala, which means Flower of Happiness. Today, I'll be asking questions to some people in this class, so please be ready and prepared. So, Ninye Dance. Why do Buddhists follow the Triple Gem?
Because it helps them find peace and happiness.
That is correct. Sumyat Pe. What is the Dhamma?
The Dhamma is the Buddha's teachings that helps us live a good life.
That is correct. Alexander, Is Buddha a god?
No, Buddha is not a god. He was a wise and kind teacher.
That is correct. Marinda, what does ehipasiko mean?
It means inviting to come and see.
That is correct. Tiffany, what does opaniko mean?
Can you repeat the question?
What does opaniko mean?
Next.
Well, the answer is it means leading inward, but thank you for trying. Julia, why do Buddhists follow the triple gem?
Because it helps them find peace and happiness.
That is correct. Grace, what is the Dhamma?
The Dhamma is the Buddha's teaching that helps us live a good life.
That is correct. Shintan, is Buddha a god?
No, Buddha is not a god. He's a wise and kind teacher.
That is correct. The Zencho, what does ehipasiko mean?
Next.
Well, the answer is it means inviting to come and see, but thank you for trying. Meitun, what does opaniko mean?
Next.
Well, the answer is it means leading inward. Thank you for trying. William, why do Buddhists follow the triple gem?
Because it helps them find peace and happiness.
That is correct. Suizin, what is the Dhamma?
The Dhamma is the Buddha's teaching that helps us live a good life.
That is correct. Hazel, is Buddha a god?
No, Buddha is not a god. He was a wise and kind teacher.
That is correct. Linlin, what does ehipasiko mean?
It means inviting to come and see.
That is correct. Lastly, Benji, what does opaniko mean?
Can you repeat the question?
What does opaniko mean?
I'm not sure.
Well, the answer is it means leading inward. So thank you for trying. That is all, so thank you.
We will now be moving on to program number 4, which is Answer the Questions from Poly Pathways by the Zinchal.
Hello, Minglaba Dhamma Class. My name is Tasancho, and my Buddhist name is Janapali, which means power of concentration. Today, I'll be asking a few individuals some questions, so everyone please be ready and prepared. Alente, what are the 5 aggregates?
The 5 aggregates are matter, feeling, precipitation, mental formation, and concussionist.
That is correct. Thank you. Linthan, why are Buddhists encouraged to ask questions?
Faith and wisdom should be balanced.
That is correct. Qixing, what is aditana?
Aditana means strong determination and will to achieve a goal.
That is correct. Henry, why is the Buddha called a jewel?
Next.
The correct answer was because he is rare and precious like a jewel. Ma Thing, do I need a special belief to be a Buddhist?
No, you don't need a special belief to start practicing Buddhism.
That is correct. Amara, what are the 5 aggregates?
One rupa matter, 2 vedana feeling, 3 sanya perception, 4 sankhara mental formations, 5 vijnana consciousness.
That is correct. Thank you. Chloe, why are Buddhists encouraged to ask questions?
Faith and wisdom should be balanced.
That is correct. Thank you. Julia, what is aditana?
Aditana means strong determination and will to achieve a goal.
That is correct. Thank you. Kamapali, why is the Buddha called a jewel?
I don't have the book with me again.
That's okay. We can try again next week. Thank you for trying, though. Thierry-san, do I need a special belief to be a Buddhist?
Next.
La Sendao, what are the 5 aggregates?
The 5 aggregates are matter, feeling, perception, mental formations, and consciousness.
That is correct. Thank you. Sandy, why are Buddhists encouraged to ask questions?
Faith and wisdom should be balanced.
That is correct. May Cindy, what is aditana?
Aditana means strong determination and will to achieve a goal.
That is correct. Harry, why is the Buddha called a jewel?
Next.
Snowy, why is the Do I need a special Oh, bye. Benji, what are the 5 aggregates?
The 5 aggregates are matter, feeling, perception, mental formation, and consciousness.
That is correct. Thank you. And Brian, do I need a special belief to be a Buddhist?
No, you don't need a special belief to start practicing Buddhism.
That is correct. That is all, and thank you for listening.
We're now moving on to paragraph number 5, which is choose the correct one out of the given answers by Hank and Hima.
My name is Hank. I'm Buddhist saint Siddhabala, which means the power of knowledge. Today, I'll be joined by my twin sister, so can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Hima. My Buddhist name is Samapali, which means peacekeeper.
Today, we'll be asking questions to individuals Tenzin, Sandy, Xinglang, William, Nyambunte, Shinki, Shin, Linte, Harry, Ramapali, Meta'u, Teokone, Meta'u, and Henry. To start off, Tenzin, what does Upekkha mean?
Upekkha means having a balanced view, staying calm between good and bad.
And that is correct. Sandy, what is Kama?
Dhamma means actions done with intention. It teaches that every action has a result.
That is correct. Xinglang, what does Dana mean?
Dana means giving and being generous to others.
And that is correct. William, how should we feel when we give?
We should feel happy before, during, and after giving.
And that is correct. Nyambunte, how can we practice sila in speech?
By speaking truthfully, kindly, and politely.
And that is correct. Shinki, what does upekkha mean?
Upekkha means having a balanced view, staying calm between good and bad.
You're correct. Shin, what is kamma?
Dhamma means action done with intention. It teaches that every action has a result.
And that's correct.
Then, what does dana mean?
Dana means giving and being generous to others.
That is correct. Harry, how should we feel when we give?
We should feel happy before, during, and after giving.
That is correct. Kamapali, how can we practice sila in speech?
By speaking truthfully, kindly, and politely.
That is correct. Meta'u, what does upekkha mean?
Next.
Upekkha means having a balanced view, staying calm between good and bad. Dewakone, what is kamma?
Kamma means actions done with intention. It teaches that every action has a result.
That is correct. Henry, what does dana mean?
Next.
Dana means giving and being generous to others. Thank you for listening.
We are now at the end of the Dhamma class. Everyone please put your hand together and recite Buddha Sasanam Chiram Dedu 3 times. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Dedu. May the Buddha's teachings last long. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Dedu. May the Buddha's teachings last long. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Dedu. May the Buddha's teachings last long. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. That is all. Thank you for coming.
Jeju Devaya Pompo.
Jeju